day 14, we're approaching the end of the second week of this series, and the exercise I've got for you today is another favourite exercise of mine, and it combines arpeggio and scale picking. We're going to do this based on a major scale. Let's do this in the key of G major, and we'll use this nice convenient major scale fingering. We've used this already a couple of times in this series. We're going to start here, fret 3 on the low E string, and the scale is this. Just falls neatly on the fretboard. You've got no stretches or any awkwardness in this particular scale fingering. Notes in a G major scale: G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp and G. There's one naturally occurring sharp in this key, and what we're going to be doing is climbing up 7th arpeggios and then coming down with scale tones. So we're going to start with this G root note, and if you harmonise a major key in 7th chord arpeggios, the arpeggio that you can build off of the first note of the scale is a major 7th arpeggio, so in this case G major 7. So you've got G, B, D and then F sharp, and we can continue that process through this scale. So for the second note of the scale, we're skipping in thirds here, so A, C, E and then G. That's A minor 7, got B minor 7, C major 7, D7 or D dominant 7 to give it its full name. It's E minor 7, and then we've got that's F sharp minor 7 flat 5. So if you don't already know that theoretical information, it's worth memorising that. Those are the chord qualities that occur on those degrees of any given major scale. So obviously the actual root notes will change depending on the key, but the qualities of those chords are always going to be the same. So you've got two major 7th arpeggios off of the 1 and the 4, and you've got 3 minor 7th arpeggios off of the 2, the 3 and the 6. The dominant 7th arpeggio is built off of the 5th note of the scale, and then off of the 7th you've got the slightly unusual one, the minor 7 flat 5. So memorise that if you don't already know it. But back to the actual exercise. What we're going to do is we're going to climb up the arpeggio and then come down the scale until we reach the root note of the next arpeggio. It's just a nice smooth musical way of connecting between these arpeggios. So we're going to go up G major 7, and then from that F sharp note just coming down the scale until we hit the A, and then we're going to ascend again through the arpeggio. So A minor 7th arpeggio, down the scale, B minor 7th arpeggio, down the scale, C major 7, D7, E minor 7, F sharp minor 7, flat 5, and then we've got a final G major 7 there. And once you get to the top, it's a good idea just to come down the scale all the way to our starting note, and then you can repeat the exercise should you wish. So that's the exercise. Make sure you get that under your fingers to start with. If you've never done this kind of thing before, you might just want to work on a small bit of this exercise. So just that first bit, get that sounding smooth, then you can work on the next bit, and you can put those two bits together and gradually build it up until you've got the whole exercise. Don't feel that you have to tackle the entire exercise in one go. I know that this series is structured in terms of just having one exercise per day, but there are certain of these, I'd like you to have a go at these exercises in real time, but there are probably going to be certain exercises which you can bookmark, file away for later, and you can kind of return to them over a longer period of time exercises that you think will be valuable to your own playing, and you can work on those and get them together over a period of weeks and months rather than doing it all in a single day. Let me put the exercise together in time then with the metronome. So 85 BPM here. As always, start slow. I'm playing this strictly with alternate picking. Then when you're comfortable, you can speed up. You could play this in any key, so you could just shift this exercise up or down the fretboard. You could try it with some other scales, with some other scale patterns as well, if you want a bit more of a challenge. So have a go at that, and I'll see you in the next video.